This is the LakeSide Model 350. This is our hybrid chute, as we refer to it. It's a manually operated, hydraulically squeezed chute, weighs in at around 3,100 pounds, virtually double the weight of nearly every manual chute in the industry. The one thing I learned over a decade ago, having designed chutes now for nearly 38 years, is there's no manual chute that ever squeezes an animal. A manual chute, by design, is a 1-to-1 ratio. The longer the lever simply means it's easier for the operator to put the same amount of pressure he would even with a shorter lever. So a manual chute, in most cases, does not squeeze an animal, it simply brings the sides up against them. This chute, our hybrid with our manually operated hydraulically squeezed chute, actually multiplies the effort applied to the downward pull of the rope to a point where 50 pounds of downward pressure on the rope is over 600 pounds of squeeze. Very similar, if not more, than fully hydraulic chutes. It's a very handy, it's a very simple chute, no power requirements other than your manual labor. The chute again moves from 30 inches wide to less than 11 inches narrow. Full parallel vertical movement, no fore or aft movement on the sides. So we squeeze the entire animal from the shoulder points all the way to the end of the animal. The release is never more than it takes to hit my finger on that release button and open the chute. The chute will open all the way up. There's no adjustments necessary. The nice thing about this is the chute can be placed preloaded or preset, so to speak, in any position, to where when you actually squeeze an animal, it takes very little effort again to move it in. In this system, on the 350, it comes standard with a head sweep. The head sweep, simply by moving this valve to the front, pulling on the same rope, it sweeps the head around. This can be set in its current form, it can be reversed to operate the other way. The release is the same thing, fully out of the road. One other feature on the head sweep, it's a two-piece unit, so there's a pin here that holds it in. So if, for instance, you don't need the head sweep for a number of animals, you literally can pull this pin, take this portion, set it off to the side. If even when an animal is in the head gate you feel the need for the sweep, you can put it back on, put the pin in place, and sweep her across. One other thing you'll notice is all of our brisket bars always extend out beyond the head gate. We do that for a number of reasons. The main reason, of course, is especially an aged cow that puts their head down, sweeps their head back and forth. The extended brisket bar eliminates a lot of that movement because it's uncomfortable for them to do it. This chute, as all of our manual chutes, are equipped with a 30-inch wide opening head gate. Very unusual in the industry to have a 30-inch wide opening head gate. It's standard on all of our chutes. Our Bifold End Gate, same thing, 30 inches wide, closes by itself. The 350, both sides of the chute open fully, swing out of the road. Both sides are equipped with a vertical, movable, or removable restraining rail. Place this where you want it, both bars if you prefer. Put a little squeeze on the animal, open up the entire side and have full access to the animal while they're restrained on the inside. Get a calf to suck, milk a cow out, work on a sheath, footwork, whatever the case may be. Very simple, very effective. Palpation doors in any position, open fully, lock behind, added security when you're inside the chute. The animals aren't, if they happen to get the end gate open, they won't come in on top of you. The body of this chute has no grease zerks. We use shoulder nylon replaceable bushings for movement. Nylon, machined UHMW nylon slides on the sides. The chute sides are both supported from the top so nothing touches the floor. All of our chutes are made wheel ready. This unit here is where the axle goes in. The strap for the wheels attached here. Once it's winched up, safety pin goes through there and locks it in place. All of our chutes are also made scale ready. You'll notice 2 holes on all 4 corners of the chute. Those are bushinged all the way through, so it's not an open tube. We can mount scales on this, make it portable. It's a very, very nice unit. In many cases, most people, when they think about a manual chute, the thing that distracts most people is the effort it takes to operate a manual chute. In other words, it wears them out. I want to demonstrate in this position without cattle here, pretend if you will, that we're preg checking yearling heifers in the fall. I'd have my chute set, and my squeeze would be set in this manner. My head gate would be set as I have it now. So I want you to pay attention to watching my arm movements and the effort it takes to literally work this. On every manual chute, virtually every manual chute, you have to manually open the end gate and manually close the end gate. You have to manually squeeze the chute, and you have to manually release and open the chute. You have to manually close the head gate, and you have to manually open the head gate. I'm going to show you on the LakeSide half of each one of those actions is all that's necessary. So when I pull open the bifold end gate, it's spring loaded. So when the animal comes through, the first heifer comes through, if you will, you'll notice the palpation doors create a funnel. There's no shoulder catch. We don't have any calf shields or any belting, none necessary because we don't have any openings. As that heifer comes through, I'm going to let go of this, and it's going to follow her back end as she comes in, and it'll do a very good job at peeling off that second animal that's following her. As she comes through the chute, I'm going to move. Travel not that far. In fact, I probably close it smaller than anybody's going to want to have a bred heifer. But the movement of my arms is very little. Now I'm going to reach up on the manual hydraulic system, and I'm going to squeeze. And I probably just put more squeeze pressure on that animal than most people are ever really going to want to use when they're preg checking heifers. Again, my arm movement was very little. Now, I'm just going to put my hand out here to hold this, but the head gate will open first. Opens by itself. The heifer's still held tight. I'm going to push this button. I've released the chute, literally reach up, reset, and I'm literally ready for the next animal. Very little effort, very consistent, very stable in its actions, and very simple to operate.